Hey guys, it's Dollar V here, and I'm coming to you guys with a wig tutorial that I promised you all. You want to start off with a wig cap of your choice. I am using one from my local beauty supply store. It was $3.99, and you can find them at any local beauty supply store. I'm sure they're all over YouTube. The other things you'll need are a pair of scissors, some clips, hair ties, needle and thread, and of course the hair. You want to start off by using a wide tooth comb to comb through the closure. Now, some people don't start with their closures, but I like to start with the closure just to have a good map out of where I'm laying all of my bundles. So like I said, you want to comb through the hair, and you also want to make sure to clip the hair out of the way so that you aren't sewing anything wrong, and you can make sure that your closure is aligned up with your cap. Now here I'm just showing you guys the needle and the thread that I'm using. I am using the C needle, and I have a large spool of regular thread. Here I have the closure pinned down. I'm using a sewing needle on each side to pin down the closure, and I am sewing the closure in an upward motion just to make sure that I can pull the closure as tight as possible. Now when I sew my closure down, I have a little bit of space between the closure and the cap just to make sure that I can pull the closure tight, because the cap is just a little bit too big for my head. So yeah, I try to make sure that I can sew some of the closure into the cap, if that makes sense, in order to make sure that it's just a little bit smaller so that my closure lays as flat as possible. Now I am just cutting the thread. I do not go all the way around the closure just because I want to leave the back out so that when I actually put in the bundles, nothing is moved until the bundles are actually put in. I knot off each side, and then I cut the extra thread, the excess thread, and continue on to the next side. Once again, my hands are kind of in the way, but hopefully you can see that I am going a little bit away from the actual closure to actually penetrate the cap, and then I am pulling it through the closure to pull the cap just a little bit closer to the closure so that I can make it just a tad bit smaller so that it fits my head perfectly. And once again, I am cutting the excess thread, tying a new knot on the thread, and then tying a knot into the thread that is sewn onto the cap. And here I'm showing you that I just left the back unsewn so that I can just sew the bundles on top of that. I'm starting off with the 18-inch in the back, and I'm going to actually sew the bundle together so that it is overlapped itself. I'm starting off at the very back on the band part of the cap, just to make sure that I still have that elasticity so that it does not completely lose its shape once I actually cut off all of the excess cap. And once again, I am using another needle to pin down the bundles so that I can map out where I'm going, so I can just move just a little bit faster. Normally you could use pins or something like that, but I did not have access to those, so I just used what I had, and I used an extra thread. And here I am showing you how I sew under and pull up. I just noticed that it just works better for me, and it just allows my closures and my bundles to just lay a little bit flatter. Now here I'm showing you how I flip the bundles. I do not like to cut the bundles in the back because it does it can cause shedding. So here I'm just showing you how I flipped over, and once again I am sewing under so that you guys can see that it makes my closure just lay, my bundles lay just a little bit more flat than if I were to sew over. Now I have completed installing the 16-inch bundles and the 18-inch bundle, and now I am installing the 14-inch. Now since the 14-inch is higher up on my head, I did not overlap this bundle. I just sewed it as one weft, and I am not going to do the fold over method for this because I want it to lay as flat as possible at the top. So I will cut the bundle at the end of when it gets to the end of the cap. Now I don't show this, but at the end I do not cut the thread. I just loop it through once again to make sure that the weft is secured, and I use that same thread to combine another weft. It just helps to save with thread. And here is the final product. Actually, I am cutting off the excess cap under the closure. You do not have to do this if you have a silk based closure like I have, but I just thought it made it lay just that much flatter. And here is the final look. And this is what your unit should look like once you have installed all of your bundles and your closure. You can use up to as many bundles as you would like. You would just have to make sure that you stack your closures just a little bit, your bundles just a little bit closer together than I did. And here are a few photos of the end result. Thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. See you later, loves.